Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I was asked to do a video on how I open up the blister without damaging them. Simple, acetone. You can use the cheap version they use for the nails, but it doesn't work as good. I get this one, I think you can buy it at Walmart or Home Depot, Lowe's, any hardware store. So our subject for today is this 69 Dutch charger. Now, I like to open them up from the top. That way, if I want to reuse it, right? If I want to reuse the blister, the bottom of the car has the original glue, and that's where they usually have the name. I don't want that to get damaged. So I have some acetone here. I use a brush because I believe that's better. You gotta see where the top of the bubble right there, so right about here. And basically all you gotta do is go to town. Get it nice and wet. Some people use a Q-tip. You can use a Q-tip, but you can't do it as fast as with a brush. So the acetone, what it does is it weakens the glue, and it allows it to separate the bubble from the card without damaging it. Now, this one, it looks simple, but it requires practice. See everything I did. Look at the front. You can see it's wet. Look. I want to force it. I can see that it's giving me a problem on this corner over here. So I apply more acetone in this corner. There you go. So now you got to remove the car immediately because the acetone will damage the tempo, right? And you got to get something to put in between until it dries out. Because if you let it touch again and let it dry out like that, it will glue itself. So it's better to leave it like this. And for example, when I do this, it's because I don't have where to put the car, or I want to use the blister to keep the car safe, whatever it is. And I always leave it open. As you can see, I can leave it open. Even if it flaps, the car is not going to fall out. That's why I do the top. Now, if I'm creating like a custom and I want to put it back in the blister, then I'll use glue to glue it back together. And basically all you got to do is get a piece of wood to clamp it down. You can use those steering sticks from Starbucks, or as long as it's something flat that you can put across, and then use some clamps to put it down. Once the glue dries out, it should work pretty good. Something simple. I thought I had made a video about this. Apparently in the past it was part of another video, but it's been so long that I can't find the video. I can't watch all. I think I'm over 200 videos. I can't watch all of them just to find that little clip. So I decided to make a standalone video. So there it is. Acetone is the trick. And This works on this type of blister because it's not glossy in the back, so the acetone can soak in and go across. On those premium cars, it gets a little bit tricky because you can't do it from the back because the acetone is not going to go to the front. Now, why would you want to do that to a premium card? Maybe you want to do a custom and you want to close it back up. It's going to require a lot more practice, and it's going to require you to be very, very gentle and lightly tap it from this side with very little amounts of acetone, and possibly using an X-Acto or something to stick it in very lightly like this, just to hold it and then continue working. But remember, if you use too much, you're gonna damage the ink of the car. So I've never done this with a premium set or something like that. I do it for the mainline cars, like I said again, to display them. Like this one, which I made a video not long ago. That's what I mean. See, it'll flap around. But this one, I wasn't very careful. You can see some of the ink. But if I glue it back down, you see it looks pretty good, which I'm not gonna do. But I can remove the car and keep it in the blister also. So I'm thinking about wheel swapping this one. What do you think? Definitely need some details. Check it out. Side light. Boom, boom. And the rear. I was gonna use the wheels from this one, but I'm gonna save them for something else. Pretty sure you might want to take a look inside this one, since this one is not a very common casting. I'll give you a look. This one was not easy to open up, so be prepared to battle this one. Look at that. If you're into molding and cloning, this interior looks pretty darn good. Look at that. If you trim it, it'll probably fit many cars. So why is it so hard to open? It appears that the machine, when it presses down to create the mushroom head, really came down, and as it's coming down, it inflates the post against the base, and they were really tight, really tight. You can see that I had to drill far down to get this thing to pop open. Normally don't go that deep. Let me put the screws back on, and I'll show you the other one. There's a price inside. It's a nice surprise. I could edit this video and cut this part out, but why? So this one I did with button-head screws. I didn't use the soldering iron method. If you're wondering about these Steely's wheel riders, they are Scuderia 73. They're from Mexico. They're on eBay. They sell on eBay. And I did crimp tubes, so I didn't have to use the tube in the middle for this original looking. And look at the secret. Boom. We got an engine, radiator. This is a V8 carbureted engine. Pretty cool looking interior also, although it doesn't have a lot of details on the dash. But if I could get an engine, so good. This is the second Dodge that I know of that comes with an engine, even though you won't be able to see it unless you drill it apart. The Hellcat has an engine, if you were wondering. I've shown that one on previous videos. Actually, it worked out pretty good because by the time I got this one open, all the paint that I use enamel textures paint. It's pretty much dry. Here we go with the card. It's dry. And now we have a Super. How'd you like that now? And look. Let's say you use a glue that it's not as good as the original. If it pops open, the car is not going to fall on the floor. If you like to hang the cars. And that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Peace out.